Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video with the Omega Enthusiast. This will be my first Q&A episode. Hope you guys will enjoy it. Do not forget to hit on that thumbs up button below to support this channel. Here are 10 common questions from my follower. Remember that all these questions are related to vintage Omega. However, majority can be applied to other brand names as well. So how can I tell whether my watch is an automatic or manual wind? Well, vintage automatic watches will have the word automatic printed on the dial, which you will never see it on a manual wind watch. However, certain brand names will use a different term to indicate their automatic watches. For example, Rolex will use perpetual, Girard-Perregaux will use gyromatic, and Eterna will use Eternamatic, and so on. Yes, and why not? Just because it is an old watch does not mean you cannot wear it on a daily basis. As long as you take good care of your watch and provide regular maintenance services, whether vintage or modern, it can be worn daily. There are many reasons. Here are a few that I can think of. During a service, since the hands can be removed, it is easier to clean them using a polishing cloth. Which is why on a very aged dial, after you have cleaned the hands, the color tone may no longer match with our indexes. Another reason is someone may have swapped the original set of hands and replaced it with something incorrect. Or if the watch is really old, like those from the 1940s and earlier, sometimes the hands are made of blue steel. No, and that is incorrect. Dial refinishing is not new in the watch industry. Dial refinish existed many decades ago. Those that are professionally refinished will be more difficult to tell than those that have been redialed by amateur. And if you examine the first dial carefully, you'll notice that it's a calendar, but the dial does not have a calendar. So what does Don bezel mean? Well, Don bezel stands for dot over 90 bezel. This only applies to a vintage Speedmaster dating to about 1969 and earlier. Usually that is how you can tell whether the original bezel has been replaced on your older Speedmaster watches. A nice clean original Don bezel can be worth a few $1,000s. So buying a 1967 Speedmaster, for example, if the bezel does not have the dot over 90, it will easily reduce the value of that watch by a few $1,000s. Let's just say 95% of the time, the crystal on your vintage watch is made of acrylic. This applies to watches dating from the 1980s and earlier. Any vintage Omega models that takes a round acrylic crystal will not be able to swap with a mineral or sapphire. The construct of a mineral and sapphire are different from an acrylic crystal. They will sink into the case and damage the dial and hands of the watch. Seamaster 600 is referring to the movement caliber series. For a non-date Seamaster 600, the caliber will be 600 or 601. And for a Seamaster 600 with date feature, the caliber will be 610, 611, or 613. Seamaster 30 is referring to the size of the movement. All the movement that a Seamaster 30 takes are 30 mm in diameter. Therefore, do not get confused and think a Seamaster 600 will allow you to swim to a depth of 600 meters. Yes, and definitely. In fact, for a vintage watch, it does not matter whether the timepiece is chronometer grade or not. With a proper service job, the watch will keep very accurate time. It also depends on how well the watch has been taken care of over the many decades. You can service a regular Seamaster watch to keep accurate time like those on a chronometer grade models. So, majority of vintage watches dating to as early as 1930s can keep very accurate time. When the watch is well taken care of over the years and the service job is properly done, the accuracy of a 50 to 60 years old watch can keep time within 3 to 5 seconds off per day. A vintage watch with a time accuracy averaging about 10 seconds off is considered acceptable. Some collectors that I know are happy with an accuracy within 30 seconds off per day. Can I overwind my watch? For an automatic watch, you cannot overwind it since the mainspring is designed differently compared to one in a manual wind watch. However, hand winding an automatic watch too much is not good for the automatic system. For a manual wind watch, on the other hand, you can overwind and break the mainspring, but rarely will that happen unless for the following reason. 1. You got unlucky. The mainspring broke after a full wind because the current mainspring is overdue for a replacement. Or 2. The movement has not been serviced for a long time. Winding the watch fully may tighten the mainspring and cause the watch to not work. For more information on how to properly hand wind your manual wind watch, please click on the link above. That's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, please support the channel by hitting on that thumbs up button below, and do not forget to subscribe so you won't miss out any of my future episodes. Without your support, I am not motivated to produce more of these videos. If you have any question or comment, please leave them in the comment section below. My website and Instagram links are in the description box below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.